In this video, we'll talk about the 10 signs that you might be dating a narcissist. If you like this type of content, please like this video and subscribe to our channel Psychology Pub. We also have a special offer for you through the link in the description. Webster defines a narcissist as an extremely self-centered person who has an exaggerated sense of self-importance. Definition B is a person who is overly concerned with his or her physical appearance. While these are the textbook definition, narcissism becomes more complicated when you put it in the context of a romantic relationship. And more often than not, the person on the receiving end of such treatment will have a difficult time upon getting out of it, if they ever do. If you ever feel like you're about to enter a relationship with a narcissist, it's better to know the signs. Here are 10 of them you should look out for. Sign number 1: excessive self-adoration. Having a healthy amount of self-love is essential to one's personal growth. But like how it is with every other aspect of life, no good comes out of anything in excess. That includes self-adoration. You'll notice this upon the very first encounter you have with someone, especially if they are a potential for romance. The entire conversation will be all about them, their interests, aspirations, and experiences. And once the dialogue switches directions, they'll find a way to steer it back to them. This is a major red flag if you look at it even superficially, yet some people see through it because of the next sign to come. Sign number 2: love bombing. So you're on a first date with this lady you met through a friend. The conversation flows naturally, you're clicking, everything's going well. She then peppers you with flattering statements of how you're the smartest person she's ever met, and how it's the first time for her to connect with someone on such a deep level. She proceeds to tell you how much she enjoys spending time with you and how the hours just fly by whenever you're together. Within 3 weeks of dating, she professes her love for you. Seems harmless, right? But if your gut makes you feel like something's off, chances are it is right. You're likely a victim of her love bombing, where she will bombard with words and deeds of affection. But it could very well be her ploy to have her way with you in the long run. Sign number 3: lack of empathy. You're talking with your new beau one night and you tell him about a coworker who's lost his job. He's the breadwinner of the family, putting 2 kids through college. The family was already in debt and now faces a newer, heavier burden. Anyone else would feel for the man and show some form of empathy. Your guy, however, says something along the lines of, he probably had it coming for him. A few days later, you open up to him about a bad day at work. Your boss reprimanded you for something you didn't do. As a response, he tells you, it looks like it's your fault. You tend to be a bit confrontational. Experts say a narcissist is unable to put themselves in other people's shoes, which can be more problematic if you're in a romantic relationship with them. Sign number 4: breaking boundaries. You're on a date with a woman you've been seeing for the last 3 months. You're in the queue to get popcorn at the movies when she decides to cut the line while the person in front wasn't looking. By the time they notice, it's too late. You're already next to be attended to. These blatant acts of breaking other people's boundaries is typical narcissistic behavior. To them, they did nothing wrong. That can translate into your relationship when they start snooping in your phone or emails while you're in the shower. While they do deserve to have access to your accounts and devices, stepping over that line is utter disrespect. Sign number 5: sense of entitlement. The act of breaking boundaries is part of the sense of entitlement that narcissists feel. They expect society to understand their sentiments without extending the same courtesy in return. So you're at a restaurant with your new boyfriend and he acts condescendingly towards the waitstaff. He orders them around as if they were working for him. And to add insult to injury, he unjustly tips them, or worse, he won't tip at all. And it won't be surprising if this kind of behavior translates into your relationship. It may come in the form of expecting grand gestures from you and expressing deep, volatile disappointment when they don't get it. They will also refuse to apologize and open up to any mistakes they make. Sign number 6: gaslighting. If you've questioned your sanity and the truth more times than you can remember, you've likely been a victim of gaslighting. It's a manipulative tactic that narcissists use to twist certain scenarios and have the situation end up in their favor. The worst part about gaslighting is that the victim won't be aware of it at first. Because their concept of reality has been so diluted, they would even defend their partner's behavior. All the advice and counsel from the people around them will fall on deaf ears. In such a situation, your gut will usually sound the alarm in some way. Heed its warnings. If you feel like something's not right and you sense that something's wrong, then maybe it's time to reassess things. Sign number 7. Belittling and destructive criticism. Constructive criticism should be a healthy practice of pointing a partner's mistakes with the intent to help in correcting them. A narcissist, however, will go the other route and instead put you down constantly. The idea here is to destroy your self-esteem so badly that you'll feel hopeless. They will then lure you in with love bombing to make you feel like they're the only person who can bring you back up. Some people even take it a step further by isolating their partners from friends and loved ones. It's a sick, twisted ploy that, like gaslighting, isn't easily noticeable until you're in deep. Before you know it, you're in a relationship you can't get out of because you feel broken and helpless at the same time. Sign number 8. Emotional detachment. This goes hand in hand with the narcissist's sense of entitlement. In times of conflict, they will only see themselves as the aggrieved party and purposely disregard the other person's side of things. They will then cut ties with people as if they are dispensable commodities. In a relationship setting, a narcissist partner may detach themselves emotionally from you once things get rocky. During these moments of your relationship, they treat you as if you're a mortal enemy. You'll hear the worst insults and words from a person who supposedly cares a great deal about you. Going through such an emotional roller coaster is never a healthy situation to be in, and if you tolerate it long enough, it may have lingering effects on your mental health. Sign number 9. Instant gratification. We've all heard the story of the overbearing girlfriend who would lash out at her partner because of an unanswered text, or the oppressive boyfriend who decides what his girlfriend can and cannot wear in public. All of this is part of a narcissist's need to have their wants fulfilled. They will push their agenda even with the risk of coming off as unreasonable, high-handed, and arrogant. And if you show any sign of weakness by being nice, they will exploit you even more. A reaction that's part of the course here is reminiscent of a bratty child acting up. They will throw adult tantrums and make a huge deal out of it just to push you to cave. And for some people on the receiving end, it can be difficult not to do so. Sign number 10. Fickle relationships with others. Another telltale sign is evident within your partner's social circle. Are they having a hard time keeping friendships? And if they do their friends complain about being in a one-sided relationship with them? If the answer to these questions is a yes, this is not a very favorable sign. As we've established throughout this video, narcissists see no wrong in themselves, even with past relationships. They can openly talk about their former partner's mistakes and shortcomings. But if you ask them where they think they went wrong, they will never admit to being at fault with anything. What do you do now? Ask any expert, and they will tell you that the chances for a narcissist to change their ways are slim to none. The worst part is that as the person they're romantically linked with, you'll likely absorb more forms of abuse in the long run. And if you don't take action immediately, you'll end up being trapped in this vicious cycle for a long time. That can never be good for your overall health and well-being in the long run. Your best recourse would be to cut ties. In the context of a romantic relationship, you'll be better off doing it as soon as possible. The earlier to nip the problem in the bud, the lesser chances of it turning into a relationship you'll struggle to get out of. Remember, this video isn't meant to serve as a diagnosis to your partner. Rather, it's meant to point out potential damaging behaviors to a relationship. And once you've done that, you can start making the necessary adjustments. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, click on that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for instant updates on our brand new content.